What's going on? This is your boy, Veteran Trainer Hawk, coming at you guys with one of my favorite game series ever, and we're gonna be reviewing it today. It is the Spyro Reignited Trilogy. Now, the Spyro Reignited Trilogy is an amazing remastered version of the original classic 3 trilogy games of Spyro the Dragon that was released in 1998, Spyro Ripto's Rage, which was released in 1999, and Spyro Year of the Dragon, which was released in 2000 respectively, back to back 3 years in a row. And this game series, in my honest opinion, is one of my very favorites. It is from my childhood and it is amazing. Now let me paint a scene for you guys. It's the year 2000 and me being only 5 years old, first starting out, just starting to play the PlayStation. My very first game system was the Sega. So I had just started playing the PlayStation in my grandma's basement on this huge wooden TV that had, like, I could say at least a 30-inch screen, maybe a little bit bigger than that, but this was a huge TV. And all of a sudden, one day, my uncle comes over and it gives me this awesome, just triple pack of games that had all 3 of the Spyro games. As a kid, just looking at my Uncle Matt, the amazing guy, I ran downstairs immediately, popped those suckers into my PlayStation, and I was hooked. Like, literally getting up from the crack of dawn at like 5, 6, scurrying out of my bed before anybody even gets up, and just sitting in the basement on the floor with my PlayStation there and this big TV just all right in front of me, playing this game series. It's just one of those moments of my life that I will never ever forget in my entire life, just ever. Now I've got to give this team props on their recreation of this. I honestly think this is the best that Crash and Spyro have both just looked in general, just the best that they've looked in years. Like, they finally just went back to the roots like everybody wanted and just gave us exactly what we wanted and what we needed. Now, surprisingly enough, when I went into this game, I was just really surprised that it used the Unreal Engine. Just me coming from the type of person that's played like games like Gears of War and stuff, it's just very weird to see this engine implemented into a game like this, but it was absolutely fantastic. Like, as soon as I booted it up, it was something that I couldn't even, like, explain. It's something from my childhood that was just very perfectly just on point, 110%, looked gorgeous, played fantastic, and there was no glitches, there was no drops in, like, frame rate, nothing. Like, this game plays fantastic all the way through, and I haven't even finished the entire game, and I don't even think that my look on the game is even gonna just sway in a negative way whatsoever. This is a fantastic game. I'm 23 and people like me have kids now, and this is a perfect just way to even introduce your kid into something that you yourself played when you were a child, and it's fantastic. It was a perfect recreation. I honestly thought that I was playing like this was like a hacked ROM edition. Like, this was not something that I felt like was actually by these studios and by the people that really put the love and effort into this game in particular. I have just enjoyed it so much just playing it from the beginning, and I haven't even finished it, and I'm just still loving every aspect just going through the game. It looks phenomenal. The thing that I found also extremely cool doing a little bit of research on the game is Tom Kenny, the original voice actor for Spyro from Ripto's Rage and Year of the Dragon, actually came back after 20 years and revoiced the lines for Spyro in the game, all 3 of the games. He wasn't the original voice actor, but he became the main staple of the character in the next 2 games to follow. And I always wonder, right as soon as I booted it up, I was like, wow, this sounds just like him. Like, got relatively all of the voice actors, like if not relatively close or spot on with the original voice acting, and it is just amazing how they took the original lines, everything, the same dialogue, and just put it into this game, and it plays and looks and just sounds phenomenal. It really just is the most nostalgic throwback that I've actually experienced in a very, very, very long time. Stuart Copeland, the original person that composed all of the music for the original games, actually came back to lend a hand a little bit in the games. He composed the main theme for the Trilogy remaster, but he didn't do anything else in the games. But what they did that I thought was really cool, in this game you can actually choose from the original composed soundtrack from Stuart Copeland himself, or you can go ahead, play the game with the soundtrack that comes with the game that was actually remastered by Stefan Vankov. Actually works for Toys for Bob, which I thought was really cool, how one of their own employees remastered the music, and they implemented that you can switch between the two original and the remastered soundtrack, which I played a little bit of the game in both, and it just gives you so much more nostalgic feel. Like, you're gonna hear me say that a lot in this, because this game is just full of nostalgia, and I was just so happy to finally get my hands on it and play this. This one pretty much knocked it out of the park for me and made it just so much more appealing to me, is they put in the original cheat codes from the games where in the best way I've ever seen. You don't go into the menu and go down and just select the cheat codes or anything. No, you have to do it old school style, buttons and all, and they are the exact same cheat codes implemented in the very first games, plus a couple new ones, which what I thought was really cool. You can actually do stuff like the retro Spyro, you can do sunglasses, which is really cool, and I guess the Switch got one that's only like found to work in that game, is you can get these what they call pride shades, and they're just rainbow sunglasses, which is still really cool, and I like how it's exclusive kind of to the Switch version. And it's just so cool how they took it, the original ones, added some more cheat codes that you can actually use. And the cool thing about this is the cheat codes stay on if you save the game. It doesn't matter, you have to turn them off yourself, you have to change them yourself, and they can stack on each other, and they actually stay as you go through the portals to go to the worlds and everything. They stay on you as you're flying through the portals, but the only thing is they don't get implemented in the cutscenes, which I'm perfectly fine with that, because I wanted to see the cutscenes just as they are, because it is the game itself, just, it's the best recreation of someone's childhood, like, memories from this game series that I've seen in a minute. Like, they got it very spot on. Another thing that was extremely cool is before I had to move, I recently played all the original ones. I own them, I played through them twice and actually completed all of them 100% plus, and before I had to move I had to sell them, so that really sucked. But it was really cool how when I got my hands on this, it was fresh enough in my mind that I was really judging it on how close the recreation that they were going to bring to the original games. And like I keep saying, like, this is spot on. There is no, they don't move the treasure in any way, they don't implement different things in the levels, they don't stray away from, they literally, like, it's like somebody took it frame by frame, looked at all the games, played through the original ones, and literally recreated them frame by frame, voice actor by voice actor, everything, and just made this game just so much more fantastic. And it literally is the best, and you can fight me, it is the best remastered and how Spyro looks in years. They have been trying to throw him against a wall and see what would stick. This game is not, it wasn't hard for me. I know it's not hard for really hardcore fans of games and everything, but it's good enough for us to go down memory lane, and it's a good way to, you can you can get at least about 30 hours of gameplay, 10 hours each out of each one of them if you try to complete all of them. And you can literally you can show this to your kids. It is the greatest thing. I just can't believe that they put so much love and effort into this game. It is insane. Now, also some other things that I thought was really cool as I was playing through the new one is they added a couple of other things that don't really get in the way. But one thing that I always played the original games and never understood was the skill points. They would just pop up on the screen out of nowhere. I didn't really know how to access them. I didn't really know what they were for. But in this game, they make sure that the skill points are on your guides. They make sure that you know what challenges you have to do the skill points. And the really cool thing is, the more skill points that you get, if you get all of the skill points, it unlocks an art gallery, which pops up all these pictures of all of the concept arts from the game, and the enemies, and your friends, and it's just the coolest, more implementations that I've seen in this game that really makes it stand out above a lot more remasters. And it's just amazing. It made me want to go through all of the levels, get the skill points, and me being the completionist that I am, I had to go ahead and get everything that there was to offer in this game. And even the new ones that I've unlocked so far, it's really, really fun. And they're not really too challenging, some of them. Some of them I had to look up on YouTube, of course, to figure out which ones to do or how to do it, because it was very vague to me. I really didn't understand it. But for the most part, like, that you just go, you get the skill points, and you get this amazing art gallery. Honestly, in my honest opinion, I have to give this game a straight 10 out of 10, even though I might be being a little bit biased because it is one of my very favorite, like, childhood memory series and one of my favorite game series in general. I have to give it a 10 out of 10 because it literally just goes all the way back to the roots, makes it even better, and they just implemented everything so great and made Spyro back to where he needs to be for once. And the graphics and everything, how they look, and the characters and the voice acting, and just all of that in general, the whole entire package, it has to be like a 15 over 10, 100 over 10, it doesn't matter. This game is just fabulous. It is gorgeous to play. Alrighty, I have to say one more time before I go, I want to thank all of the producers and the developers and the publishers and all the people that actually came together to make this game as amazing as it is. I really can't explain it anymore. You guys just have to go and pick it up for yourselves and enjoy the nostalgia that has been thrown into the series. And I mean, fingers crossed, maybe we might get something new from Spyro in the realm of this, and hopefully they can continue to make him good, because this is where he needs to be, and this is kind of where Spyro needs to stay, in my opinion. I am Veteran Trainer Hawk. Thank you guys for tuning in again to one of my reviews. If you guys are digging the content that I'm bringing to you guys, if you guys like this video, go ahead and smash that like button. If you guys want to, comment down below things that you think that I might have missed. If you don't like the game as much as I do, just get some engagement down below. How did you guys enjoy this game? If you did, maybe some of the gripes that you guys had, just go ahead, comment down below what you guys think about this game. If you guys are really, really digging my content, go ahead and share this with a friend or share this with anybody. It would be very much appreciative. And go ahead and click that subscribe button if you guys would. I'll go ahead and leave the buttons and the little videos to my other reviews in the corners and everything like that. But thank you guys again for tuning in, and I will see you guys again.